Moving on. Chelsea, Liverpool. What are you saying, Staffy?
Ooh. I thought you'd go to Don for that one first. All right, I'm happy. I'm happy you asked me first. Chelsea, Liverpool. I watched the top 6 yesterday. I will be very honest. I watched the top 6. I watched it in silence. Usually I comment. I didn't want anyone knowing I'm watching. I was like, you know what? I'll address it tomorrow. The amount of waffling that I saw yesterday is absolutely insane. And it was shared waffling, I'm not gonna lie. A little bit from Dunn, a little bit from Sam, a lot from what's his name, Ram. I'm not gonna lie. Saying that there's a better chance for Liverpool to score 4 than there is for Chelsea to pick up 3 points is absolutely insane. And I think David, thank God, listen, I love when David is on the top 6 show. I know there's gonna be real objective football talk. And he said anyone who says that about Chelsea is just saying that, you know, for the sake of saying it, they're not really watching football. They're just saying it to say it. I don't think there's anyone who's gonna lose tomorrow for it. Is it tomorrow or Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay, sorry. So Sunday. There's no one who's gonna lose 4-0 on Sunday. I don't think so, at least. You know, when you look at the game, these two teams have been very well coached, have played good in games, bad in some games, but they've been fair enough. Like, you look at them and you're like, you know what? Fair enough. They all did decent jobs right now. Liverpool, I understand they're top of the league, but you also got to look at the opposition that they played. A lot of Liverpool fans have been very aware that they played mainly bottom league teams. I mean, bottom of the table league teams. Only United, and United haven't even been that good. Whereas Chelsea, they had a little bit more of a challenge, but I think they have the best attack in the league right now. Versus Liverpool, I have the best defense in the league. So objectively, if you really take away the last 2-3 years of Chelsea when they look shit, and you just look at them this season, you wouldn't say that this team is getting battered at all. This team should not get battered. And if they do, then there should be a lot of questions being asked because they're not that bad. However, at the end of the day, the game is at Anfield. So when you take away footballing reasons and you just put the atmosphere behind it, the mentality of them being at home, the mentality that Anfield is a tough ground to go to and all that, you might make a case for Liverpool. But I actually have a hot take. I think Anfield has been Anfield in the last, decade maybe, because of Jurgen Klopp. I don't think they play that football anymore. I don't think Don is going to be watching the game on Sunday and he's going to feel like they're getting suffocated. They can't breathe. Liverpool are putting them under pressure. That Liverpool does not exist anymore. And that's not a bad thing, by the way. That Liverpool does not exist anymore. That gung-ho Liverpool, which is just spam, attack, that's it. They don't exist anymore. Arne Slot has went into games this season where he conceded a lot of the ball, but he left with the 3 points. And as I said, these are signs of a good manager. It's just going to come down to who out-tactics who. I think Arne Slot is a little bit more tactically flexible than Maresca, and he's shown it. Because I think Ram said that he was like, name me a game where da-da-da-da happened. I'm like, bro, they came to Old Trafford, they gave us the ball, and still scored 3 goals and left with 3 points. That's how good Arne Slot can be on the day. So it's going to be a very interesting game to watch. I think it's going to come down to, as basic, as simple as it sounds, it's gonna come down to the best attack versus the best defense. Who's going to outdo who? Are they going to shut down Chelsea? There's a very good possibility that they do. Or are they going to put a couple past Liverpool? Because they could possibly do that. So it's going to be much closer. I haven't really made up my mind yet. I mean, like, you're probably going to ask me for a prediction in a minute or two, and I haven't really made up my mind yet. I just think it's going to be a very good tactical game. I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals. It's going to come down to who adapted the quickest, I'll be honest. Because both of them are new to the Premier League. But as I said, Arne Slot just has a little bit more tactical flexibility that I like over Maresca. So maybe that's just going to sway me a little bit to say that Liverpool might win. But there's not going to be no batterings. There's not going to be 4-0. There's not going to be any.
I agree with a lot of what you've said there, Staffy, apart from just the tactical flexibility, because Maresca's actually showed tactical flexibility himself as well. Like the first game against Man City, we played a 4-2-3-1, was a little bit more safe, a little bit more cautious. Against Wolves, we opened up a lot more, bro. If you remember that game, we scored 6 goals. You know what I'm saying? Against Palace, we controlled the ball a lot more. Against Brighton, it was more ping-pong football again. Against West Ham, we let them have the ball. We said, come break us down. So he's actually been quite flexible in his approach as well. And that's something that a lot of Leicester fans were saying he's not. They kept saying he plays one way, it's boring football, he's not going to adapt. But so far, bro, he's shown me he can go
Can I ask you something, Don?
Or he can... Go on.
I don't want to interrupt, but can I ask you something on this?
Yeah.
How good? Because I feel like I've watched Chelsea, but I still haven't watched enough of Chelsea to know this about them. How good
Mm.
are you without the ball? That's what I want to ask. Because
Mhm.
I don't think I've
We're a
seen
lot
enough
better
of
than last
Chelsea
year.
without the ball,
We're
especially
a lot.
against a bigger team.
Good question. We're a lot better than last year. Like now, I'm actually starting to see the counter pressing improve. That's something that I spoke about when I watched Leicester, bro. Like Leicester would win the ball back within 5 seconds. Their counter pressing was very good, and that's something now that the team, they're starting to understand what positions they need to take up. Because with Maresca, what's key in his system is the positions the players need to take up. Now I'm seeing the likes of Caicedo winning the ball back quite quickly. We've got the likes of Palmer, Jackson, and that. The ball's barely getting through to our back line because we're winning it back before it actually gets there, and off the ball as well, we're compressing the pitch, bro. We're closing off a lot of passing lanes. We look a lot better off the ball in comparison to the start of the season where it was a bit shaky, if that makes sense. That's why for me it's going to be an interesting game, bro, because I like what I've seen from Maresca so far. I'm not surprised by it, of course. Slot, I didn't really do much research into him, but again, for me, he's been the most balanced in terms of Arsenal and Man City so far. I think defensively they've looked good, and attacking as well. They're scoring quite a lot of goals. But for me, the main thing really is just the mentality, bro, because we've got the quality to beat them. You know what I'm saying? We've got the attack to beat them. I'm a bit worried about set pieces because aerially, I think they're number one for like winning aerial duels and that. We're like 18th. Our team's not tall, but the likes of Vega and Tosin are coming into the lineup now, which should help against the likes of Van Dijk and Konate, bro. Because when Van Dijk scored that header in the final, it was Mudryk that was marking him. Now if you put someone like Tosin on him, it's not going to be as easy. I know Van Dijk's 6'4", 6'5", but Tosin's 6'6". So that should help us aerially because I'm not trying to get done on the set piece. That's a little thing that worries me, But overall, bro, like you're saying, I think it's going to be a tight game. I've compared this game to the boxing. I don't know if you watched the boxing last week. Yeah, it was very tight because both of them were unbeaten. So they were like just jabbing each other, trying to work each other out. I think it's going to be similar to that. And then whoever wants to take the opportunity to pounce, if Szoboszlai loses the ball in the final third, we're very good at counter-attacking, bro. We've scored 3 goals this season from counter-attacking. We can get from back to front very, very quickly, bro. That's one thing about our attack. Very, very quickly we can get from back to front. But at the same time, if we break down our attacks as well, it can be similar to what we were seeing against Bournemouth. That's what kept happening against Bournemouth. We kept breaking down our attacks. They're getting the ball. There's barely anyone, centrally or wide. And then they create some good chances. So, yeah, man, it's just the quality is going to have to be A1 from everyone. There can't be a single person from my club here that's putting out a 6 out of 10 performance. Every single person needs to be switched on, right? You can't get away with beating Liverpool if we're not switched on, bro. And like I said, for me, one of the main things I'm looking at is mentally, because I think we've got a very good coach, we've got very good players, we've got a very good bench. So if things aren't going our way, we can bring it. It's like second wind. I'm looking at our bench like second wind, bro. Yeah, we can bring on Nkuku.
You have more depth than them. You have more game changers than them. I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking about the tactical flexibility, because I think you have more. You have a deeper squad, but it's a hard one to look at. I wish this game was in Stamford Bridge, because I think you'd be able to flex more of your muscles if you were at home. And I feel like I want to see this from this Chelsea team to make an honest assessment on it. But if I'm being honest, and obviously I want to bring Terry and Lawless into this conversation, I think it's a big test for both of them. I understand that Liverpool are top of the league, but they need a real test. And listen, Chelsea, after that City loss in the beginning of the season, they played good football. But you can say now you also want to see a real test with this team, with the new players that they got, because I don't think Sancho, what's his name, Felix, and there was one more player. I don't think any of them were signed at that time when he played City, and I think you had a couple injuries still, so that wasn't really your best team. But I think it's a big test for both of you guys. I don't know, Lawless, if you want to come in. I don't know, who do you think is a bigger test too? Is it to Liverpool or is it to Chelsea?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Obviously, pressure's on Liverpool because they're at home. Alisson's missing, which is a huge loss. But I think Chelsea, this is big for them because they need to show that they belong up there with the big boys. Do you know what I mean? They've started the season very well, had a few poor results, but win, lose or draw, they need to come away from this looking like they belong. Do you know what I mean? It gave a competitive game to Liverpool, went toe to toe. If they go there and they just get steamrolled and it's like another 3-1 loss, then, there's still going to be the question marks over, are they just flat track bullies? Do you know what I mean? Are they just going to go and pick off points off the small teams and not be able to go toe to toe. Because if this is a team that's really going to compete, they need to show that they're capable of taking points off the big teams. And I said this to Don before, like, not necessarily like this in terms of getting a result. There's no pressure in terms of they have to win. They're going away to Anfield. But like I said, putting in a good performance. And then when it comes to Liverpool at the Bridge, they need to be winning. But I just want to see something that convinces me that Chelsea are serious. I mean, this is a team that's capable of challenging or at least comfortably getting top 4 this season.
Bro, this season for us, we need to right a lot of our wrongs. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we had a bum in charge that went to Anfield last year, literally started that game with 4 centre-backs, Disasi right back, Cole left back, Raheem Sterling, all these, man, just an absolute joke. Actually, no, Ben Chilwell left back that game because he had an absolute stinker, right? Now, we need to make sure that all these little wrongs that we had last year, West Ham away, this time around with 1 there, Wolves away, this time around with 1 there, you know what I'm saying? This time we need to go to Anfield and do something, bro. If we lose the game because we've gone out there and we've given it our all, I'm calm with that. I'll be calm with that. But if we go there, we go into a little shell, we're just sitting back, we're waiting to counter. I don't want to be seeing that, bro. Yeah, I want us to play our game. Yeah, because right now defensively, we are not at that level to just be sitting back all game. You know, I think if we do sit back, it'll be more to manage the game if we're winning. Like, for example, if we score first, then I think we'll probably just let Liverpool have the ball a little bit more and you know, try and get them on the counter or just kind of, you know, frustrate them in terms of not letting them create some clear-cut chances. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I don't want us to go there and just sit back, bro. I want us to play our game and not worry about the occasion. That's the main thing. Maresca spoke about it in his presser earlier. They kept pressuring him like, oh, you know, it's a big occasion. It's a big test for Chelsea. He's like, bro, it's just another game for us. We'll go over there.
Are you reading too much into the righting your wrongs thing? Because I look at it, you've mentioned this quite a lot, that, you know, last season we lost to this team and this season we beat them, and like it. That's quite a normal thing for most teams. They'll have games, they'll lose to one team the next one season and beat the team the next season. Like, how did you do against Palace and Forest last season?
That's what you've got to do, though. If you want to improve, you have to look at what you did the season before and you have to better that, bro.
Okay, but you have to look at the games that you won last season and the games you're dropping points in this season as well. You've got to look at it both. You can't just look at the games you lost last season, the games you won, or the games you drew last season, and now that you've won. Like, you've got to look at it both, and it kind of evens out in a way. Because, like I said, you had some results. You've had some bad results this season, and so I wouldn't surprise me. I haven't checked this, but some of those games you probably won last season. So it kind of balances out.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's games last year that we won that we didn't deserve to win because we just weren't performing well. Do you know what I'm saying? And like I've said, for me, the only way we're going to get back into top 4 bare minimum is to right those wrongs, right? Liverpool, again, for me, listen, people will say, oh, you know, Chelsea in the first phase and Chelsea are this. I don't do that phase shit, bro. Yeah, I spoke to Matisse about this the other day. If we're still up there in January, February, because we're winning these games, we're still up there in touching distance and the window's now open, there's an opportunity there to pounce. I want the team to have the mentality of pouncing, bro. I don't want to just shy away and look at it and say, oh, we're in phase 1, we're in phase 2 and that. Fuck all that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you can smell blood, you take the opportunity, right? Because Arsenal could smell blood in the first year they competed, but their mentality is what stopped them from winning the league. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a question about that, though? I get where you're coming from, and I don't think you're wrong to think in that way. I look at it both ways, though. Using the phases as a shield every time gets annoying. But let's say you get to January, your team smell blood, but they don't get over the line. They come second or third, finish 7 or 8 points off top. Based on the manager being at the club the first year, based on your squad not probably being complete yet, you wouldn't then say, well, sack Maresca because he had a chance of winning the league and he fouled. So you saying no to that means your mentality is the same as a lot of those Arsenal fans that would say phase 1, phase 2. You're just not naming it. Now there are the crazy TPFs, the toxic positivity fans that they'll be in phase 37, and I get, but I think your mindset is right. Where if you've got a chance to win the league, you're going to push and encourage your players to do it. You want them to have the mindset of we're here to try and win it. But I think what will help them is knowing that if they fail in that attempt, it isn't going to be an all-out war against them. Your bottle job, the mentality is wrong. Sack the manager and sell half these players because you know that your squad could get much better than this through development and purchases. And your manager is still only 1 year in to Premier League football or top flight football at any level. So I get where you're coming from.
I get that.
Pushing to win it, but equally it isn't this season. I don't think you'd be calling it a failure of a campaign, would you?
No, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. But my mentality, Terry, is all about aiming for the stars and you're going to land on the moon, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you aim high and we just about miss out, we finish second, we finish third, we'll get top 4 comfortably, right? If we're still up there at that point and the aim is still top 4 in that's when you just start to fuck up. Yeah, but if you're just like, you know what, let's just do our job. Let's just keep winning our games. That's what a lot of Arsenal fans do, bro. They worry about Pep too much. Yeah? Worry about your game and then only worry about Pep when it's time to play him. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the mentality I want to go with.